So I hope that you can hear me now better. I will try again. So today I'm gonna show you the hubs for Mozilla. And by now you should have some sound and be able to hear me also. Yeah. So as the workshop part, I will give you a brief introduction to hubs, and then I will share a link with you, and with this link we can all meet in one of the 3D environments and try it out ourselves. How can we use it, and so forth. So I would quickly give an introduction, and then as a practical work, we are going to try it out, see how it works, and then it's also about your experimentation to see how you can use it, how you can import different models and images, videos, and so on. Okay, so what is Hubs? Hubs is a social virtual reality platform that runs right in your browser. So one of the big benefits is also that there is no installation process necessary. You just open the website and then you can start using it. You can create your own virtual space. You can invite, you get a URL, a link, and with this link you can invite other people to join your room. Hubs is developed by the Mozilla Foundation, and just a screenshot from their website. Mozilla makes browsers, for example the Firefox browser, different apps, code and tools that put the people before the profit. So all what they develop is open source, is freely available, and can be used, reused, and modified by everyone. So what can I do within Hubs? You can, for example, watch videos with friends, or you can give presentations, or you can meet with colleagues remotely by sharing the links, which is quite handy right now. And Hubs makes it a very good platform to connect with other people and share different type of content, like images, videos, 3D models, and other things. So Hubs works across platforms. Since you don't have to install anything, everything is rendered in your browser, preferably Firefox browser, but also other Chromium and other browsers work. Another benefit is that if you have a VR headset, then you can render the rooms accordingly so that you can use it with your VR headset. If you don't have a VR headset, you can use your computer, your laptop, your tablet, your phone, pretty much whatever, to browse these VR rooms. Here is just one illustration of the cheapest version of how you can make a VR headset yourself. This is the do-it-yourself version. Basically, you can find a lot of tutorials online where you can download the templates and then out of cardboard create your own headset and use it. This is, of course, for trying it out and to play around for a weekend. If you want to use it more often or in a more professional manner, of course, you can also buy professional headsets, but this is a quick and dirty do-it-yourself version. Are several instructions and templates available. So further benefits, as I already said, Hubs is open source and you can customize it. You can choose your avatars, how you represent yourself within this virtual world. And you can also build your own worlds. There is a special environment also developed by Mozilla that you can use in the browser. This editor is called Spoke. And with this editor, you can create your own worlds and immediately import them into Hubs. But it's also possible to import other 3D objects and models, but we will come to this later. So here just a screenshot of the Spoke scene environment to create these social scenes. And here a close-up view, you can see you have a certain library on the lower part where you can use pre-designed models, put them onto a plane field, and then build up your scenes. It's very similar to 3D programs that you're probably already used for, maybe even a lighter version. So I hope it's easy for you to use it also. So some basic elements on how to navigate within this world. Once it's important to use a mouse. It's relatively tricky to use it just with the trackpad from your laptop. So definitely a mouse is preferred to use. So by left clicking with the mouse and moving around, you can look around in this environment. You can also use the cursor keys or the WASD keys on your keyboard to navigate from the front to the back, left and right. Then next to the W key, there is the Q and the E. So these two buttons you can use for kind of rotate to the left and to the right. And then there is a teleport function also that you can access with Control and right click on your mouse. Then the navigation item on the screen becomes a green arrow, and with clicking this green arrow you then teleport. So this is one way to move very fast within the scene. One big benefit, I think, of Hubs is that it offers or that it uses spatial audio. So with this audio, you can hear it on headphones. Who is talking on the left side? Who is talking on the right side? You get this feeling of being in a 3D environment, and it becomes much easier to have conversation with other avatars, since there is this feeling of being closer to a person or standing behind a person and next to it. So it's highly recommended to use an audio headset, or just headphones. so that you can have this feeling of being in a three-dimensional space, and also how to focus then on different channels or different directions in a way. So here you see a screenshot of an avatar, and you can also, with the white circles on the top below the name, you can also change the volume of each avatar, of each person. So when a person is talking, then you can increase or decrease the volume of this person. This is also just for you personally, a personal setting. So you can really fine-tune your environment and see who is talking, maybe not so loud, then you can increase the volume. As I said earlier, we will also have a look at trying to import various media formats. So you can import 3D models, images, videos, and PDFs. You can import this by copy-pasting a link into the environment. Then it becomes rendered, and after a certain time is being displayed. But you can also just drag and drop from your desktop or from any folder on your computer. Just drag and drop a file, try to include it and import it. If it's not working, you will get an error message. So also get creative, experiment around, and see what is possible. In the end, there are many file formats that you can use. So just play around with it and see what works, what works for your workflow that way. So we will see a screenshot soon that is talking also about object menus. And this provides you an additional control for objects, for videos, and for drawings. And to reveal these controls, you just move your cursor over an object, and then you press the space bar. You can also use, alternatively, the tab key on the desktop. But with the spacebar, you can access a lot of these sub-menus and then make objects smaller or bigger or lock them to the position and so on. We will have a look at it in a second. So here is the overview of the navigation screen. I just quickly go through it according to the numbers, so that you get like more used to it in a way. On the top left corner, you have a button menu, and by clicking it, you can change your avatar. You can change also different rooms. You can access settings, and it's a general menu that you can access there. Then number 2, here in the middle, is a screen and camera sharing option. So you can share your desktop screen, or you can also share your webcam, and then you get it as a background image, as a live feed of your desktop or your video feed. Then you have your microphone icon, where you can mute and unmute yourself so that you can talk with other people. Then the center button is a share button, so that you can get a link, that you can invite other people to share your room. Then there is a pen option, if you want to write something in a 3D space or quickly draw something on an image or on a PDF, then this is the pen is the right tool for it. With the camera, you can create screenshots of the environment, but also you can create selfies in a way. So one option to document what is happening in a room is to use this camera function. Number 7 is the media browser that is also highlighted in pink here. And this creates a own dialog box where you can then import different media assets like video links, images, different 3D models, and so on. So we will have a look at this separately. Number 8 is an object browser. So depending on how many objects you have imported with the media browser, this is counting the objects that are additionally in the room. This is also a possibility, if you click on it, that you can see the objects, click on them, and then you get a bigger version of them. Number 9 is the member list. So there it basically counts up how many people are in the room. And when you click on it, it also creates a list and you can click on the different members. Number 10 is the question mark in the bottom right corner. It's like a help where you can just click, it opens a website and you have access to a wiki page with more information. You get also the navigation menu again and so on. General help. The middle part that you see here in gray is like a chat and message window. So this is a place that you can click in, a cursor appears and you can start chatting with other people. You can also send messages or import an object. So if you want to import a video link, for example, you can post it here and then click number 12, this create object button. But to this we come later. And number 14 is the star in the bottom left corner. So you can put a favorite by selecting it. You kind of bookmark this room and it becomes your favorite room that is then easy accessible from the main menu. So I think relatively straightforward how the navigation setup is managed here. So here just a screenshot from this chat window. There are some shortcuts, so to say, that you can use. Like if you start with can write here different comments. First a slash and then leave. Then you disconnect from the room. You can also increase the size of your avatar or decrease it with grow and shrink. Then there are some things to test also. You can just try out the duck, doesn't make much things. You can change the scene, you can rename it, or you can create a fly mode. This fly mode I can recommend because it also gives the possibility to just walk through different 3D objects. So if you are stuck somewhere, then since you cannot jump over the obstacle, you have to walk around, and this can become maybe a bit annoying. So with slash and fly, you can walk through then walls and obstacles and so on. Okay, so this was my introduction, and now I want to change to the hubs and show you a bit around, and then we will also post the link later so that you can join. But first, I still would like to show you around a bit. So I change here to my desktop view. So you should see now the hubs environment that I have created. I called it the BAS presentation room, and let's have a look what we have here in this room. So first of all, you see here with the pink button, you enter the room. This is what you can use on your desktop. Else, if you have a wireless VR headset, you can use the top button. But since I'm using this from a desktop computer, a laptop, I'm just entering the room like this. So here I can give access to the microphone. This is something I will not do now, because else we get an echo. So I will then later start my microphone. Okay, I will mute this and enter. Okay, so now, as I said earlier, there is the overview, and with the by right-clicking, left-clicking on the mouse and dragging it, you can see that I can move around. Pretty straightforward. When I use now the WASD keyboard, then nothing is happening. So this is also because I am somehow sitting here on this bench and watching my own presentation that I just showed to you. I also put it here as a PDF that you can click it through in a way. So to get out of my passive mode of listening or watching this presentation, I have to click the Control key on my keyboard and the left mouse button, and then you see that my cursor changes to this green teleport error. And by releasing it, I teleported myself away from this sitting position. So I am now in the room and can also with WASD walk around and experience the rest of this open presentation hall. So what I put here in the room are different videos that you can see. You can just walk towards the videos, and then you can also start playing them. This is, for example, the lecture talk that I did on Monday. It's the YouTube video that you can see on the Piksel channel. So here again, just copy paste the video link, and then it will create this plane where the video is mapped on it. So also when you see the navigation, when I move over it, you can click the plus, for example, and then also the video becomes louder and better to listen to. So you can also jump within the video and jump to the front, jump to the back, and pause the video. Pretty straightforward, I would say. Then here in this corner, I just took a link to the to a website. So this is the live channel, the live stream that we are currently doing. So when I was creating this room and editing it, I was also putting the link to this live feed, and now you actually see and hear the live feed. So it's also possible to have a live stream presentation within Hubs. So here then the other presentation that was done by Maite yesterday about how to use the MediaWiki and also to use the video chat with Jitsi. I also wanted to include her presentation here. So if we meet in this room later on, you can also just view what was happening in the past days. And here I just put an overview on the calendar. This is just the screenshot from the wiki page. So there you can also see the next upcoming events, upcoming workshops that we plan to do. Yeah, so this was a brief overview over some objects that I have positioned here now. What I can try, or what I would like to still show you also, is, for example, to here how I can import different other objects. But this is relatively self-explanatory, so it's also up to you to try out these things, I would say. So here you can choose different polygons, and also from the SketchFab database, you can just click and include different objects. You can create a scene with spoke, as I have shown you before, or you can just choose a room and include it into this room that we are in. But all these conference rooms and meetup points can also be used as a separate room. So you can easily create your own room, make your presentation there, meet with friends, and there is several pages to choose from. There are images also that you can choose. So through the search engine, you can search for different images, and then by clicking on them, it creates the image that you can then move around as you want. Or if you click the space bar, then you can pin this image. So this means that when you leave the room, then this object stays in the room. If you don't pin an image or any media file, then it disappears as soon as you leave the room. So I pin this now, so that also when I leave the room, this image would remain, kind of. So again, clicking the space bar, I have these different options. So that on the right side, I can scale it, make it bigger, make it smaller, pretty. And here I can also have rotate it. So I think for you as professionals in using different 3D software packages, this is just the daily breakfast in a way. I can clone it, like duplicating it. I can open the link. This can become interesting also if you link to a video or to a website and you want to further dig into the website. Or you can also just have it then here. So this, for example, becomes interesting if you have a PDF, then you can have a copy of this PDF with you. So I will unpin this now and then delete it. And then here I can also show you, because this is a presentation, that I can have it here. And this becomes like my lecture notes or my navigation board also. So I can stand somewhere within the room and navigate through the presentation, and it's still mirrored to a bigger canvas in a way. I think it's quite a handy tool. Yeah, coming to these icons, if you press the spacebar, you can express your emotions. Maybe interesting when there are more people in the room. Also, you can wave at other people, clap your hands if the presentation was good, share a heart, or show your anger in a way. You just click on the icon, and then for a couple of seconds there is this animation being played. Yeah. Else, then the lecture notes follow you till you press this X button. Okay, so this was now a quick run through over the main options. Here, I think for everyone who will join now to the presentation, it would be good to set a name and an avatar. So by clicking on it, I see my name and Santa Claus is my avatar for today. But you can also browse the whole possibilities lists. You can also create your own avatar, upload it, or choose one of the pre-modeled ones. Just important that you give your avatar also a name, then it's easier to address you and find you in a way. Yeah, so if you select the lower icon with the star to mark this room as your favorite room, you can manage the different favorite rooms that you have. You can change the rooms by choosing different scenes. This is also here, this kind of different rooms that you can choose and create. And also you have your own scenes that you can then import here. Yeah, so I think this is the end of my brief introduction. And as a continuation to this meeting today, I think you are hopefully all eager now and inspired to join me in this room. So we will share the link now with you in the chat window that you see. And then I hope that we will soon be many more people here. Just make sure that you enter the room also and not just stay in the lobby. Actively enter the room so that you are visible and that you can also talk, and also unmute your microphone, allow everyone to hear you, and then look around, play around, and I'm still around for the next hour also to try out several things with you together, and to maybe answer some questions if there are any. Okay, so I see that the first people are joining. Let's talk soon.